Okay, hey everybody, Wobblecog here. How are you all doing today? I hope real good. It's good to see all you guys. Just a roll call. I got analysis so far. Seldia, CGR, Grizzlar, Isaac Calgore, Lord Sparky, Orion, Reckless Lemming, Retro Happy Hour, Scherner, Thali, and myself, Wobblecog. Good to see all of you today. All right, so we're just going to go over a couple things. We haven't been a guild, what, a month maybe now? Maybe a little over a month. Ever since I interviewed Grizzlar, I believe he was the first one, or Thali. It was one of those two. We've grown a lot and we've had some ups and downs, but we're still here and we're not going anywhere, and it's going to be awesome as we move on. So, as far as recruitment goes, after each subject, by the way, I will give each of you guys a chance to ask any questions about said subject. So, starting off recruitment. Now, we're going to continue to recruit as we have been, bumping the thread every few days or so. We currently have three recruits, prospective recruits, one of them being Isaacot's wife, so that's awesome too. And then two other ones. One I think I recruited in game on Feathermoon, so we'll see if they work out. I've just been trying to get in touch with them for an interview. Goals for launch recruitment. Based on our current speed, I see us hitting about. And I could be way off. I'm just going off what I'm looking at, and that will accelerate near the end. Probably about 100 people on launch day. I don't know if it'll stay at that much. We will, unfortunately, the law of averages and things that happen dictate that we will lose some people just because they come back and it's like a what are they calling? They're calling them tourists right now, aren't they, or something like that? I think it's people that are going to come in, they're going to play it, they're going to be excited, and then it's just not going to be for them, and that's okay. And but we're still there for those that are come to enjoy the game for what they want to get out of it, and we're going to give them the best that we can, and we hope that everyone would stay and things like that. And we'll probably put a lock on recruitment about 3 days before launch so I can finish up interviews, and then we'll open them up the day after. Well, people can still apply on launch day, but I won't look at them for another day because I would like to play a little bit on launch day and get everyone in and get us a little stabilized in the game. So it'll be a little hectic, but there's nothing that me and the other officers can't handle. Does anyone have any questions about recruitment at the moment?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so we'll move on. Um, First thing we're going to talk about here is the warm welcome program. Um, as of right now, it's just Thali. I'd like to get Mother Brain on it. Mother Brain is. I thought he was going to be here today. Um, he's not. He's actually in the Netherlands, so it's very hard for us to get any. So the time difference is a little bit much, but he does want to play with us, and he's dedicated to being an officer as we move forward. It's just he doesn't have the ability to do a lot of the admin work that we're doing ahead of time. So he is there. He is an officer, but he's not right now. Right now is not in the middle of the planning session, but he will be in the inn. And I'd like to put him on the warm welcome program with Thali. Thali, do you want to tell us a little bit about that program and what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, so it's basically like just making the new members feel at home. So I'll work with those of you who want to do crafting and stuff. Basically, right now we have it, so for sure we'll give them a bag and some gold. If well, a gold,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they want it. We're still working out, obviously the kinks, but it's basically just to give them a little bit of a step up in game for new people coming in.
Right. So, like she said, something like a what would you say, a bag or maybe two. We're not sure
Yeah.
the size yet. And a gold, a gold. By the way, for those of you who don't remember, a gold in WoW when you're a level like 5 character is pretty intense. Like that'll get you through a lot of the beginning of the. That'll gives you a nice little head start. So,
Yeah, and I
uh,
figured I'd work, like I said, with you crafters and those of you who like to gather stuff and see if there's anything you guys want to throw in there for them. Talk to you about that as it goes on.
right. And piggybacking off what Thali said, Isaac Cott, who is, by the way, our new officer. Thank you so much, Isaac Cott, for accepting that permission and that permission position, excuse me. And yeah, it's great. And he's going to be working on a spreadsheet, and hopefully we'll be able to use that spreadsheet to implement into everything in the guild, including rating, um, the new member program, and PvP, anything. We're going to be able to use that as a full on. That spreadsheet will probably have a couple tabs. Him and I are going to work over that in the next few weeks to get that ironed out. And thanks, and thank you so much, by the way, for coming on board as an officer. And I really do appreciate it. And he definitely embodies everything that we believe in here in Random Encounter. And I think it's going to work out perfectly. And yeah, moving forward, everything is awesome. And thank you so much. Any questions about the warm welcome program, or if anyone wants to help with that program, make sure you get with Thali because she's gonna head that up. And there's now a forum. We changed all the forums up, by the way. A little more, or if they weren't super OCD as they were already, I've gone ahead and really broke them down by division. Oh, big mistake. I deleted the forum about our plans for the new server. Oops, I got a little tired one last night, and I hit the wrong button. I made a boo boo, so I apologize for anyone's posts that were lost by that. Salty has given me uh, the business there in chat. But yeah, I do apologize. We'll start a new one up anyway, since it needs to be. We've changed a little bit since that started. So if there's any questions, Thali is your woman about the new member warm welcome program. All right, moving on. Oh, and any questions for me about that? No. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Thali, for heading that up, and being the head officer on that. So in the evenings, I did want to address people. I've been seeing a lot of people, at least when we first did it, were a lot of people coming on in the evening to play on the retail version of WoW, and that's awesome. Like the first night, like I kind of said something, hey, why don't you guys do a dungeon? And then there's a couple people that have really been having a good time each night, questing and doing dungeons together, and that's great. So if you are online and we have this awesome Discord here, you come in and chat. I try to say when I'm coming on so that you guys can chat me up about anything you have concerns or praise or just whatever you want to say. We have that awesome Guild Hall channel, and this will be expanded. If we're gonna have 100 people on launch day, there'll be a lot more sections on here. It'll be very. We'll have enough room for everyone because I know there's gonna be people that are really excited to do the leveling process together. And the first 3 days, I know a few people have already said, "Hey, I'm gonna take off work," so there might be some groups forming ahead of time. I'd like to see more of the retail thing. If you're on retail, shoot on voice chat, even if you're not grouping with them. It's kind of neat to meet people and know them before you start the game. It would be awesome that we already know each other when the game starts. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. And piggybacking off that, we move into the gold farming. I am here to announce we have raised so far 770,000 gold so far, and that's just awesome. Coming from literally zero. Like I created a new character, created the guild, and we went from there to your donations are amazing, and they have already been used by Calgore. He really wanted to play with us, and and there's always no questions asked. We always respect people's honesty about the situation, and we're glad that you've been able to play. And if anyone needs any help, uh, playing, if you find yourself in a situation where it's like, hey, just let us know, and that's awesome. Thank you so much. And Calgore, I hope you're having a good time. You are leveling quite quickly, and apparently he's the tank. He's your man. If you need him for a tank, he's just trashing dungeons there, and he's the expert. That's what he told me. I'm just kidding. That's him right there.
Thank you though. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, you're
That's
welcome,
much
and that's
appreciated.
awesome to have. So, just think we've probably raised more than that since we used some of it for a member, and that's great. So thank you, everyone coming together, just and putting items in the. If you didn't know, if you're hitting 110 and 120, I think Classic Meh has been putting items that he's crafted into the guild bank on the first tab or the second tab. I'll have to figure it out to make sure. But if you're hitting that certain level and you need some gear, Please don't sell it, use it, and it's there for you. So there you go. Thank you, Classic Matt, who couldn't make it today, by the way, to the meeting. All right. Any questions about the gold farming, or if how to do it, or how to access it, or anything like that?
I can also make some rings. I am a jewel crafter, so
Okay, we're gonna keep it to
if you need
110 and
any
up. Can you do that, then, Scherner?
110 and up, oh
For
yeah.
levels, yeah, like yeah. We want to keep it for people. We don't want to clog the bank with a million things.
Oh, absolutely. No, I could keep it to, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Scherner. Very good. Um, this came up. I had a couple people. We're gonna move on to the next thing. Purging the purge rules. Some people are concerned if you are coming on and I see that you have, I check to make sure you've been on the site. And you don't even need to post anything. If you literally type in www.reguild.org, hit enter, and you're logged in, like I keep it to auto login, and you're logged in, you're pretty much set to go. You're going to be safe because I'm going to see that you visited the site. I also see who's on um, the Discord. I mean, and then I look in game as well. If you don't pass now, if you don't pass any of those three things and not been active in some way, even just coming to the site for 30 days, there's a message sent out. Okay, no one just gets kicked. We send a message out saying, hey, we haven't seen you. We'd like to know if you're still here or with and if you're going to be gone a long time, just let us know, and that's okay. We will deal with that. You can take an extended leave of absence as long as you let us know and how long it's going to be for. Now, if you don't respond after like a week or two after we send you that message, you'll be removed from the guild. You'll be welcome back if you have you come and contact us and let us know what had happened. I mean, obviously emergencies happen, and we understand that, but it's just to keep everything cleaned up and keep our spreadsheet good, and that's what the spreadsheet's going to help too. So there's no confusion as to how long it has been since you've been active. We're going to figure some way to get it all worked out. Isaac and I'll be working on that. So as long as you're somewhat active and at least visiting the website, you will be okay. I'm not just I'm not doing everything off the cuff of my brain, just going like, bam, this person's gone. I'm very attentive to it. I don't want to just kick anyone for no reason. It's not That's never my intention. All right. So any questions about the purging? Oh, it sounds awful. I should come up with a better name for that. All right. So nothing there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a horror movie, so maybe.
Yeah, maybe a better name.
Ah, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. And then Celdia likes the name
Nobody
apparently.
likes it. Oh yeah.
That's because she likes to kill just everything, so of course.
But she's the guild. That's contradictory. I'll have to write that down. Talk about that later. Let's see. Okay, Celdia in trouble. Okay,
Just make sure
so
she doesn't have a big hammer and
no,
we'll be
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Celdia, by the way. Oh, actually, I want to go over. We'll go over that in a little bit here. Actually, yeah. Moving on. That was a joke, by the way. I was kidding about the purge stuff. Oh, and so Celdia says, if you think that's contradictory, then you've never seen a mother protect her young. Fair enough.
What?
A mother protect her young. She's our guild mom, by the way. So she's our motherly mom. All right. So there was a big discussion, and I wrote it down because I accidentally did delete that that one forum. Launch day. I've decided after a lot of thinking, we're going to be on an RP server. There's going to be at least one RP server, hopefully two or three. I hope when they launch. And if there's one, then that's where we'll be. I've decided to go with the smaller server, at least like the one that's the last in the alphabet. Unless we're gonna keep our ear to the train tracks though, because if we find out that there is a like role playing group, like a huge group on Reddit or some other site that's gonna be on a certain forum, I mean on a certain server, we'll try to avoid that. We want to be on the smaller one to make sure everyone's able to get in as easily as possible when the game starts. Um, I think it's going to be crazy no matter where we go. It's going to be full everywhere. So there's no. I don't think you're going to go and be like, wow, this is really empty. When we log on the first day, it's going to be full. There's going to be people everywhere. So, but we're going to try to pick the one that allows us the easiest way to get into the game. And hey, If the server status is smaller, it might be a little harder on our awesome people that love to gold farm and do the auction house, but it'll make us look a little more prominent. And hey, we'll gain some new members, and yeah, hopefully we'll be a nice presence on the server. Any questions or complaints about being the on the smaller server?
Uh, well, it's not a complaint, but I am wondering what the uh, rationale behind choosing role-playing server is exactly.
Well, because we will be having a role playing division as well in the guild.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah,
Enough
yeah.
said.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah. It's on the
cool.
forums. We do have some spot for that already. There are actually some people already starting role playing scenes on the forum and doing some really nice writing. By the way, yeah, I'm going to get into that in a little bit. And so it is for that. We'll try to keep real loosely in character in guild chat. There'll be an out of character chat too for like, hey, how was your work and all that. We'll have a little spot for that. And
Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about.
yep,
Sounds nice.
yeah. And there'll also be, I hate to say it, but the RP servers have just a nice, more mature community, to be honest.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. Well, thanks for the question,
Well,
Calgor.
how are you going to know it's the smallest one?
Usually, the further down you go is would be smaller, and I will be checking out. I'm a member of a bunch of different forums, and I'm almost positive Blizzard will put out some server names before the game goes live. And
Yeah.
also, yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to do a
If I
beta
can
either.
say my mains are on Worm Rest Accord, so I can probably put my ear to the ground and see if anybody, if there are groups forming on Dare and on Moonguard to to obviously to move over to Classic to what server they would go to.
Yeah, because we will almost want to avoid the huge crowd.
Right.
It's Mount, but and again I wrestle with it, and it's just right now my concern is day one everyone being able to get in. It could just be that yeah we'll look at it. We'll look at all the factors. I'd like to be on the ease of being able to get in, but again, there's also the thought of we want a community to be in. We don't just want to be the one guild on the server. So that but mark my words, no
Uh,
matter where we pick to go, it will be busy.
Also, there's a question of East Pacific or Central. I mean, maybe we should go on a Central if we can get one.
It will be an if I can help it, it'll be an East Coast server. I believe it was in our original. Is it in our original post? I thought it was, but
Yeah, it is. It
okay.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just have two data centers now. One's in Chicago and one's in
Oh, does
LA, but they do have them marked for different time zones still. So
hmm?
actual
Let
servers.
me write that down. The Central Time Zone, because that might help everyone have a better connection. Actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Pacific and like Sally, and she's New Mexico, and
Mm-hmm.
all those people.
Yep, you're right. Okay, I'm writing this down right now, and I am going to bring it up in the officer section as well. And that's a good point. Thank you very much. I didn't even consider connection issues.
Right
Cogward.
now, Uther and Rune Totem are now Central because we merged. So, and
Okay.
that
What's that?
the servers that I'm on with all my other people
Mm-hmm.
is merged to a Central Time Zone. Works out.
Okay. And Calgore, did you have something else?
No, I'm
Oh, okay, I
good
saw you
actually.
light up there. I thought maybe you had something.
My
No, that's
bad.
good. That's all good. It's all good. It happens. All right. So those are great points. Thank you. And so we'll bring that up in the officer lounge about that, and I will come up with a decision hopefully in the next few days about that. Thank you very much for bringing that up. I did not think about connection issues. Okay. There's gonna be any more questions on the server, the launch day stuff? Oh, there. Yeah. Oh, actually, there's a little bit more we need to talk about that. The how it's gonna work for forming the guild is our hope is that everyone gets in, as many as we hope get in and not waiting in queues when it launches. And What you want to do is get out of your starter zone. So level to 5 or 6 or whatever you get to get out of your starter zone. And when you leave, we're going to be meeting in Ironforge. So if you're an elf, I'm sorry. Because there's just, I mean, unless you want to make the wetlands run, that's a, then that's a long run, but it is a, actually, do you get the Ironforge flight path automatically?
Negative.
Negative. Okay. Thank you very much. Yep. So you'll have to make the wetlands run to and through Karen Dunmoreau. So and everyone should bring to their. I know it's a little bit of a sacrifice, but 1 silver until we have enough at least to buy the charter. It's 10 silver, and we'll need 10 people standing. You'll have to stay online, by the way, to sign the charter. And then I'd like to get as many people as we can. We want to let people try to play, obviously, but I'd like to get a little picture if we can. And this is just all speculation. I don't know how this is, how it's all going to turn out. I don't know what the server statuses are going to be. If we're going to be getting booted every 5 minutes, I don't know. So yeah, that's how it's going to work, at least in theory. Of course, if you're a human, you just run through you'll go to the tram through Stormwind. So there you go. Any questions on the launch day stuff? Oh, very fun on a PvP server. Well, I don't think you'd have too many people over in Wetlands, would you? I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean,
Maybe everyone's just starting, right?
yeah, unless you got a group of people who want to play 24 hours right off the bat and just level up like crazy, then go
Yeah, it's all
ganking.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, what time do you think you're going to start playing Wobbles?
The minute the servers go live.
Yeah, but when is that usually?
I have no clue. I would probably be when I played Final Fantasy 14. It went live at 5 a.m. But I don't know what time they won't. I have no clue when they would hit the button. Maybe it's midnight. I don't know. It'll be whenever it is, and we'll figure it out. And if I have to sit in Ironforge for 3 hours or 5 hours or whatever I got to do, I will sit there. I'm a very patient person, and we'll have the guild hall popping. There'll be a million people on here, and we'll just be chatting, and having a good time. So yeah, it's whenever they do it. I could never. Does anyone remember when? I think Burning Crusade was midnight. I don't know how they would do it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think they're midnight. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm trying to
Could be 3 a.m.
remember if it was. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been there for every launch. I just don't remember the time. So
Yeah,
but it was late. I remember picking up my copy at the midnight. So maybe it was after that. Maybe it was a little bit after midnight.
Yeah.
Like Wrath of the Lich King, that's the earliest one I remember. And I went there and got the collector's edition, and they were selling them after midnight. So it had to have been sometime after that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I have. Sorry, Sharon. I don't have a definite answer for you.
That's no problem.
I'll try my best. As soon as I know, trust me, when I know, everyone will know. Like, I will make sure as soon as I have any information about launch times, servers, anything like that, everyone will know. It'll be a big, bold post up on the forums, and I'll pin it on everything I can on Discord. Definitely for sure. All right, now the fun part and the best part of the meeting tonight, the councils. We're going to be not splitting up, but making different divisions and putting some leadership in each one. I don't have leaders for each one yet, and we're going to be working on that as I'm looking to fill up one more officer position here in the next month or so. So just sit tight, and we'll go over each of them. First, let's talk about the role-playing division. I don't know if you should know already. I don't know, or maybe I haven't actually said it. Grizzlar is our new. He's going to be the role-playing officer. I mean, he's going to be doing other things as well, but that's going to be his baby. We already have some role-playing going on the forums. You should check it out. It's some really good stuff. These guys are really good writers, like more than I could have ever done. Thank you so much for heading that up, and I'm sure we'll have some role-playing events on the game once it goes live too. And remember, it's never mandatory to participate in anything in the guild. You play the game the way you want to play it, and No one will ever bother you as long as you're following the rules and not being a jerk or anything like that. So don't worry about that. Yeah, but Grizz is starting up that role playing stuff. I had an idea. I don't know, and I'll have to get with Grizz. I have an idea for starting a Dungeons and Dragons group that will be that everyone will be able to actually listen to while we play. I don't know if that would actually go through the role playing division or that would be something separate. I'm not sure, so I will have to get with Grizz about that. So I thought that would be interesting. I posted something about it. I know Thali is like super excited to play. I don't know about anyone else, but send me a private message if you're interested, and I can get some information out soon. Um, and then the other two is, and we already talked about the warm welcome program, which is new. That's Thali is going to be the head officer of that. We have two more divisions open. The PvP one and the crafting one. I know the Master Crafter rank has been of great interest to a few people. I haven't got all the write up done for it. I'm still working on it because I want to make sure I perfect that one because it's a very trusted and guarded position because that person has to be so trusted to the fact that they have access to everything. So it's I'm trying to find out a way to make sure it. Well, there's no way to make sure 100% safety, but there's safeguards we can do, and I'm still deciding who I want to run that rank. If yeah, it's a very delicate. It was a little different, when we had guild banks and we had in Final Fantasy 14 we had houses and stuff too, which was different as well. So I'm still definitely trying to figure this out um, as far as the Master Crafter rank. I know there's a lot of crafters that want to be in that division and like really help out, whether through making gold for themselves or helping out with the raids, because there are some people that literally just can't raid, and that's okay, right? Like some people just can't, and there's people that are like, hey, I can only go on one raid a month because their schedule just doesn't deal with that. And as I am going to be the raid leader, so if if there are people that will be backups and there will be people that'll be regulars, and I think it'll all work out. I think our membership numbers will work out just right where uh, we have a good mix of everything. The PvP is still open as well. I'm I have one or two people in mind for it, and I'm going to be in contact with them in the next um, few days. So that one has not been filled either. But the PvP one will be for putting together PvP events and such. Now, also remember, as members, all the members can put together groups on their own if there's a forum for it. Right now, like if you wanted to start a static group now, by the way, for those of you who don't know what a static group is like you only play that character when like every from your group is online. Like you set up times to play. If you wanted to do that now in retail, you could do it. Like, hey, we play these characters once a week or something like that. But and you'll see once everyone starts leveling up and we move together, there'll be people forming groups, and especially when people hit 60, then be Nightly Strathhome and Sholomance and lower and upper and all that other stuff. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a really good time. So more coming on those, but those are going to be our four, um, with and the rating on the side. So those are the divisions. Is there any question about any of the divisions and how they'll be run? I'm still working on it, but I can try to answer any questions anyone has.
I wondered when they're putting the battlegrounds out. I know they released some of the information about the release time frame for those, but like, are the battlegrounds going to be out right when it launches, or are they going to like put them out after a couple patches? Or what?
I think they said phase 2.
Okay, because I know they weren't out immediately in vanilla. I know it was a little while, but I also understand they're changing the release schedule a little bit. So phase 2, that sounds great.
Phase 2 or 3. Oh, Analysis is typing here. We're going to have an answer in just a second. Now they don't know.
They now don't know. Okay, they're figuring it out. All right. Oh, good.
Okay.
Oh, good. I'm sure a bunch of our questions will be answered in the coming like month
Right.
or two.
Now, and also I just want to follow up, and I will be telling when I do appoint the PvP leader. If we go into battlegrounds and we we're you're fighting the horde or even in open world, like if you take one of them down or whatever, remember, be respectful. Like, don't go over and do unmentionable things or camp them and things like that. Do it and then just leave. Like unless they're being complete jerks and they don't want to let it go, then we'll all come over and get them. And then it starts a war, right? That's how the those big wars start. Is always with one person and another.
Yeah,
But
just a series of taking revenge on each other over and over, getting bigger and bigger.
exactly. What is it? Terran Mill. Yeah, the Terran Mill battles. Yeah.
Those were amazing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm sure they're gonna happen again. It's because people are gonna want to. So,
yeah.
we'll get everything set up. It's gonna be there'll be nights where hey get a whole 10-man group and go take on Warsong Gulch and just really wreak some havoc, right? Yeah, always itching for a fight. Very good. Yeah, so the councils are working. We have months, by the way. Don't worry, we'll get everything set up. Any other questions about the councils? Okay, good. Moving on. Guild Crest. This is something I've kind of been working on a little bit. As you saw, I put that one thread up about it. Um, I'm in contact with a professional artist to get us an actual guild crest. Um, I'm working. I'm gonna. Don't worry about it. I will handle the monetary chain. It's not that much. Um, but the hope is for us to have T-shirts, coffee mugs, maybe some posters, hoodies, women's tees, all that stuff. We're actually gonna have some gear. I will make sure it is at the lowest price I can get it. I do have, yeah, I have my own merch for my Twitch channel. By the way, don't I'm not trying to advertise, but I will get it at the lowest point, and any money that is made will be dumped back every time we have enough from paying for merchandise for the guild. I will dump it back into the website so that we continue to have the best possible the ultimate plan for our website because I hope that we're going to get a lot of videos up there and we're going to need the space and I think the website looks really good. I usually don't want to talk myself up too much, but I put a lot of work into it and I got the colors. They're actually the actual Alliance blue and gold colors. I actually looked up the RGB colors from that's why it looks just I don't know, I love it. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. So, yeah. So, Guildcrest. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm not set in stone yet, but I'm thinking something in the background, maybe some alliance symbol, and blue and gold, and two hands coming together with that shake where you grab the arms. You know what I'm talking about? You know where like
Yeah,
you
the
shake, yeah, like a
the
random
Roman
encounter,
handshake.
right? You meet someone. That's what the guild's all about, is meeting people and becoming friends. What do you guys think about that?
I'd rather not have the blue and gold alliance colors.
What? Okay. What colors would you rather have?
I don't know, not those.
Okay. Okay. All right. Not blue and gold. That's one. I will take that down. Hold on. Any other colors anyone would think? I mean, we can always change. The colors are not set in stone.
Maybe you should put a poll on the website or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll probably set it down to 3 color combinations, or something like that. Now the symbol is the colors are just whatever. We'll figure that out. That it is important, but what about the symbol? Like the hand. I think that's the yeah. Anyone think that's a terrible idea and we should change it? Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, it
As
seems like
long,
it. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, as long as it doesn't seem like they're arm wrestling.
They won't be arm wrestling. No, no. You will be. It'll be. Back in in medieval times when you shook hands, you didn't just shake your hand. You reached past the hand and you grabbed
Right.
the arm. Yeah, right. So that it was like a brotherhood, right, or sisterhood. I don't want to. Whatever. Sorry. I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. Yes, the wrist class. Yeah. So that's what. It will not be an arm wrestling. It'll be a clear reach. Yeah. I'm just not sure what I want to put for a symbol in the back. We'll figure that out too. I will update you all, and I will show you what I've been working on with, and we'll figure it out. If anyone wants to do sketch and send it to me. That's also a thing. Right.
So what's wrong with the ones that they have in the game?
Well, they're boring.
Okay.
It's just more fun to have a custom one for the group, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, it's nothing that there's wrong with it. It's just and also I don't want to get hit with a copyright infringement where I'm selling Alliance T-shirts, like stuff like that was already that's in a
Oh,
game, and then I'm gonna sell.
yeah.
Yeah, they want to. It's just a yeah.
Well, that's why I don't want the blue and gold.
No, well, I just we're not gonna get anything loud though. I don't want to get anything. I'd like to keep a darker tone on them. Nothing, but I don't want like. We'll figure it out. The colors are. This is a discussion for the forums. So let me make sure I write down here. Oh, I'm starting to fill up my page here. You guys are. That's good. That's good. That's why we have the meetings. Okay, so uh, colors for sketch / guild color.
So we're gonna have this custom guild crest, which is cool and all, but what's it gonna be in game?
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know that yet. I'd like to get it like, so maybe there's something similar. We'll take a look, right? Or maybe whatever I pick to be the background figure in the guild, the custom guild crest will be the background. Like that will be
Right.
the something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
That way, because it would look silly if we had like two different symbols completely. You'd be like, well, why do we have it, right? You're trying to wear your tabard, right?
Right.
Would anyone buy a T-shirt, like, or am I just doing this sillily, like sillily?
I wouldn't buy any of the extras.
Okay.
I would probably get something.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do something. I mean, I had the same idea years ago with my guild, and there was about 50 people that were like, "Yeah, do it." So
Yeah.
Maybe a mug, maybe a coffee
the mugs.
mug.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, mugs are
mug.
$15 probably. Is the lowest I can get it.
Depends on where things go. If everything is going awesome, like we're planning on it to, I think a lot of maybe more people will be interested in getting some more merch. Definitely a little mug. I mean, I know a lot of us drink coffee and stuff. It'd be kind of cool.
I thought I did that forum post. Not that it matters who posted it, but I would if I liked the design.
Tea as
Well,
well.
I will. I mean, here's the problem. I'm going through. Like, if I go through a professional artist, they're not going to go like, "Here's a design," and then go like, "I can't just go. I don't like it. Let's change it." They're going to charge me again. Like that's how I get like one revision, maybe two. Although I could work. There's another artist I did for all my. Regardless, at least it's a good idea, and as long as people would buy like something that would help keep the website going. And hey, it's a cool little thing, Hey, you're playing WoW. There's your mug. Hey, look, got my tabard on. All right. Thanks for your inputs on that, though. I was afraid to see how the reaction was going to go to that. Oh, I forgot to talk about something about positions. As we get closer to launch, there will be one person that does get picked for the marshal position in the guild, which would be the person, I hate to say second in command, but someone that if for any reason I was not able to get online for something, or I had to say, God forbid, a surgery or something that I would keep me away, someone that would be able to run the guild in my stead, if that, and things happen obviously, and I don't want a guild, something to go wrong if something were to happen to me. So just saying, I know it's an awful thing to talk about, but it is there. So I just wanted to put that there, and that would be it would be someone I would talk a long time with, and it would be very, very, there'd be a lot. Maybe we'll have like you can put in recommendations as we get closer to launch to help with that. Okay, moving on. Rating. Yeah, everyone's favorite topic. So we're kind of at a weird impasse with rating, right? Because there's two things that are going on, and it leaves me in a weird like limbo situation. So the first problem is on one side you have, we want to do it casually, right? We don't want to force anyone to rush or 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 move too quickly, or like, hey, you got to level and you got to get there quickly, and anything like that. And that's because that's bad. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the leveling process. It's a journey, right? It's not about the speed. Um, all right. So, but then we're stuck on the other side where it's like people are wondering, well, what class should I play? And I know I have that little soft, like the soft check thing, like what you would want to play. But what I fear is someone leveling a character and then finding out like, oh wow, um, I shouldn't have leveled this, right? So, but if we don't start planning at least a little bit ahead, that might happen where someone has to level a character, stop, and then go level another character if they really want to raid. And I don't want that to happen. So I am kind of stuck at this weird impasse where it's like, when would you guys want me to start like having people start going, I think that, we need to start thinking about the raid. Because I don't want people to like waste their time if they're really interested in raiding, especially the people that are like, hey, this is what I'm playing for. I would like to raid. Like,
Well,
Yeah.
usually by the time you're about 45 or 50, you're going to know if you want that character.
I understand that. Whether you want the character or not doesn't mean that that character is wanted in the raid, though. It's a well, we're gonna raid regardless of what the balance is, but I can't have 20 people playing warrior. That's the only problem. I don't know who, and again, I've got people voting, but I've had people mess. You can't change your on that poll I have. You can't change your mind. Like it doesn't let you. So um, some people have changed their mind a couple times, which is fine. I don't mind people changing their mind.
All warrior groups, hell yeah. If you're planning
All
on here, I got a question. If you're planning on having around 100 strong at the beginning of launch, I mean, that would definitely be multiple raid groups, yeah.
that is about one raid group probably.
Oh, oh yeah. I guess maybe if you're saying if it was a 40 man, maybe out of those 100. Yeah, I see what you're
Right,
saying.
because you got to think there's how many people don't want to raid.
Yeah, I was
Then
thinking of smaller raids and stuff. Yeah,
right,
the
then you
40
got
man.
people that are like, I only want to raid twice a month. Right, so
Yeah.
they're backups, and then we'll probably end up with about 25 to 30 people that are like, no, I'm in all the time, right? Like they're there, and then you'll have everyone else will probably be a rotation of people that can't raid all the time. Which is like, I hate to call them backups because that sounds derogatory, but there's nothing, I can't think of a better um, reserves.
Alternates, reserves.
Reserves. Thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much. Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to know, like, would you guys be okay if I did see one where they had 30 mages in a raid once. That was pretty interesting. Things died up pretty
It's
fast.
like a firing squad right
Yeah,
there.
pretty much. So here's what I had in mind to sort of remedy the situation. Um, Maybe a week or 2 weeks before launch, if you're going to be a regular raider, right? Like you're one of those people that's like, I plan to show up 75% of the time. Um, Being able to like lock your class in almost, but then this still runs the risk of, well, what if that person doesn't actually do that? So that's another problem. It's just I'm trying to handle this delicately because I want to make sure that, grading is the one of the highest causes of guild splits, if not the highest. So I'm trying to handle it delicately. There's a lot of little niches, and me and the officers are working on it, and we need to come up with a system where we kind of know at the beginning a little bit what people would like to do.
Well, have you put up something that says when it comes to raids, 40 man, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess 20 when the 20 comes around,
Mm-hmm.
is there a minimum um, requirement, such as do you need 4 tanks
There's a whole
for
post
molten
about
core?
this on the forums.
Okay, so I think I read that. I just can't remember if
Yeah,
if
that
it
was a
goes
feeler
down to
post.
minimums.
Minimums? No, not minimums. No. Well, minimum. I mean,
Like what minimally as far as roles go, minimally, how many tanks are you going to need? How many healers are you going to need? Once you get those out of the way, because the other thing is basically folks who do DPS/utility, so you could find out there starting with the minimum, and then the rest should be fillable. You know what I'm saying,
sort
or
of.
am I thinking wrong
Well,
on
I
that?
have a whole post about what I would. I have my perfect raid post, and then I was gonna work around from there and work
Right,
backwards.
So,
right.
so what you're saying, Lord Sparky, there, what I'm maybe people should think about what role they want to do, and then once they decide on a role, then go for a class after that.
That's a good
It's,
idea.
yeah, it's an idea because there's a reason why they built everything around the Trinity, and so when you break it all down, you've got tank, heals, and DPS/utility. Find out who wants to fill what roles, and then work from there. And if you have like too many tanks, then you can say, hey, well, if we have an overflow of tanks, are you willing to do a healing or a DPS or a utility position or whatnot, and go from there. And that way, everybody gets an idea of where you stand.
Well, there's only like, well, then how do you deal with the warrior that, because you're gonna need, I'd like to have two warriors that are uh, that change in between depending on the boss battle.
So like that can go like off tank, or are
Well, I
you
can just
thinking
make it.
DPS tank?
I can make it a special category.
Gotcha. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that might be a place to start and give people a nice.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, here's the thing too. Like, I know a lot of people aren't using the forums either. Like, so that's also a thing. Like, it's not an accurate.
Agreed.
It's not an accurate. Now, if you're gonna raid, like, well, here's the other thing. If you're going to raid, you will have to use the forums because it's gonna have all the information on it. So, like, if when it comes down, once we get to that point, it'll be invaluable to knowing what's going on because there's no other place for me to really post it. So
I agree with you on that. That's paramount on that piece.
yeah. So it's yeah. Now yeah, and don't get me wrong. I know I made that post about like my perfect raid team. I don't want people to be like, that's the team. That's what we're going with. That's what I'd love to have. Am I gonna get that? Probably not. Right? Like that's just a that's just a fantasy. And I was like, I wanted to see what it was going to look like if I had put that up. So I think, was it Sparky? Were you the one that came up with the idea?
Yes.
Yeah. So let me just make sure I've got what you're saying right. Um, so we could put something new up, and the new one is we could have full tanks, full on tanks, right? Category. Like those people are just tanks, right? Prot, nothing else.
Right.
Right. Then we're going to have another category of warrior hybrid, right? I guess you would call it some sort of hybrid. We won't. I'll have a better name for it. Then you just have warrior deeps, right?
Right.
So the warriors get three spots, like three different things, because they apparently wreck everything in 1.12. That'll be a lot of farming though. We need to get them a lot of, which is great. We actually have to get them a lot of leather armor, which sounds ridiculous, but whatever. Then we'll have there's some specialty slots as well. So we can have ranged. Do you want to go into like, or should we just do DPS?
We should just do just to start off. It's kind of like a whittle away at the dealio, and just start at a high level, and you can say DPS, and then
We could drill
whittle
down
down from
later. We
there.
can
Yeah.
drill down later with a spreadsheet. Is it caught?
Sure.
Yep.
See, this is why we have these meetings, right? I mean, I have ideas, right? But I'm still a human, and they sometimes my ideas not all completely there. So I appreciate Sparky. Does everyone else think that Sparky's got some pretty good ideas here?
I think that's a great idea.
I
Yeah.
do too. I can't
Yes, I
believe I didn't
do.
think of it, to be honest. All right.
And it's okay if some of you think it's a horrible idea. Go ahead.
Yeah, just say it.
I
Like
just put
that's
it
the
out. Yeah.
point, right? We're
Yeah, it's totally awful.
we're all
Hate
about
it.
being honest here, right? Like
Negative 120.
that's a huge thing is being honest with each other and not and being able to take that honesty and even if you really don't like it, wait a second, wait a minute or two, then come back to it. And like after you cuz I know
That's
sometimes
a
some people
50
say things to me and
DKP
I'm like
minus.
and I get a little like, "Huh. Did someone say something? Who was that?"
That was me. I said that's a 50 DKP minus.
50 DKP minus. That's right. I'm already putting numbers down, by the way. No, yeah, so I think that, yeah, let's start at a base from there. Because really what we need to work out is, that's right, how many, the warriors set up, the deeps, and the healers, you know. And we'll deal with, yeah. Yeah, okay, so like Celdia has no experience whatsoever. So like and I don't think she might not pass into the raiding thing. I don't know if she wants to raid, but um I know she's gonna want to run level 60 dungeon and at least get her like tier 0 set, you know? So yeah, there's people everyone's gonna need to learn.
Yeah.
And I don't remember everything. I played a lot. Now if you remember, I went through Nax and all that. I don't remember everything. It's been 12 years.
Ditto.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, we're all working together towards this, and this is a really good idea. But we will have to drill down. I mean, I'm sorry to say it. I'm going to say it right now. I don't want 10. I don't want 10 hunters. You know, it's just not. It's just not something I'm. It's too many.
That could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
So, hey, I know there's a lot of mages. The people that want to play mage. That's great. Mages are really good. Well,
Hey, I just like to just let everybody know here that I am a hunter fan, and I know that the class can be dangerous. I've done some really accidental, horrible stuff in Karazhan back in the Burning Crusade, but I learned from my mistakes and never did any of that anymore. But yeah, 10 hunters would be crazy insane.
it'd be too many. It's too many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. But we need warlocks too. Like, I think we actually have 3 or 4 warlocks, by the way. So, you need them because there's fights where you're required to banish things. So we'll need everybody. It's just, hey, you know what would be great if we had 5 of everyone, right? There you go. 8
You'll
times.
even
There you
need
go.
boomkins.
One boomkin.
No, 2 boomkins.
No, one,
Yes.
one for a group of mages. That's it. That's it. Just for the 5% crit buff, and then they
You're
can.
only going to have one group of mages.
Well, no, I'll probably have 2, but it's
Well, then you need 2.
I don't think I want to argue about Boomkin numbers right now. To the forums. No, it's fine. There's going to be a lot of talk, trust me. And what I need, what I need from you guys as we move forward with the rating and all the planning is just trust me. If I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong and we will change it and we'll think. But just trust me as we go forward. And I'm doing my best. I'm very busy. Every day is a challenge, which is great, and I'm enjoying it. I am busy, so just remember if I don't get back to you right away, it doesn't mean I'm not listening. It's just I am trying, and as you know, 40-man raids are a lot of work, and I'm running the guild, so and again, I don't mind, but it's just you guys, just work with me, Send me, always send me your suggestions, right? Lord Sparky came up with a thing. I didn't even think of doing that, which is great, and I appreciate that. Does anyone else in the guild not playing retail that wants to? Is there anyone in here that wants to play and isn't playing? That would like to come and like maybe just mess around in there? No one? Okay, I just wanted to make sure because we can always help get you at least like a month or something if you wanted to play. If you can't, all right.
Can I have one more question?
Well, yes, you can.
What if you want to be a restoration druid? Do you put your thing under druids or healer?
It would just be a healer, probably. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, at first it's going to be the most simplest of spreadsheets, and then as we get closer, we'll start to. But there's gonna be there'll be some planning before launch because I want people to see it and see where we're sitting. I'm gonna make people sort of lock in a main, or at least what they think will be their main, right before launch, so I can see where we are, and then I can work from there. Because then I might have to recruit certain classes if we need them. If we're running in and we have, two priests, then we're going to need more. So,
Righto.
okay, so we'll work on that. I will work with Isaac, and I might Sparky. I don't know if you want to be part of it, or you're like, nope, just my idea.
Uh, can you repeat that one more time? My wife just came home and she started talking.
It's no problem.
What
I
was that?
said I didn't know if you would like to be a part of that plan a little bit, or if you're just like, nope, just my idea, and you take it off with it.
Sure. I mean, I can do that. It was an idea that I thought of, but yeah, I can be a part of that. That's not a problem.
Me and Isaac will get in touch with you sometime this week. Okay.
Sounds great.
All right. I don't have any other points of to go over right now. I think that's pretty much it. And yeah, does anyone else have anything they'd like to add or have any more questions? All right. Well, if that's it, it was awesome being with y'all, and thank you so much for attending the guild meeting. And we'll let you know when the next one is. If anyone wants to stay around for punch and pie, you're more than welcome to.